Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Hello, how are you? How are you? Hello. If you can trust that translation once again. This is Uncle Muhammad. I share with you topics pertaining to the science or the scientific miracles, if you wish, in the Quran. Today's topic is going to make some noise. We shall speak about the Big Bang. But before we do so, the Big Bang, the scientific miracle of the Big Bang in the Quran. But before we do so, I'll explain. Will the procedure, usual procedure. In fact, we'll rehearse the first ayah, verse from the Quran, which is an introductory ayah to the general topic of the scientific miracles in the Quran, so to speak. And we'll discuss a little bit, very little this time, about the Big Bang. Afterwards, we'll rehearse and translate two verses from two different surahs which are relevant to today's topic. And we end, as usual, with our, in a nutshell, verse, which is the conclusion verse of the topic of the scientific miracles in the Quran. So, actually, the first ayah in the introductory ayah, the second term in this ayah is a homonym. And I have to explain what the homonym is, don't I? The homonym is actually an alternative hummus recipe. What, you don't know what hummus is? Basically, you soak chickpeas, dried chickpeas, you soak them overnight in water, and you boil them for half an hour the following day, and then you grate them, and you put a couple of other things like garlic and tahini. And if you don't know what tahini is, I'm not talking to you again. No, I was just kidding. I'm sure you know what garlic is. Just kidding you again. The true meaning of a homonym is actually just a word or a term which has two meanings or more than two meanings. So the first ayah we'll rehearse is Fussilat 41:53. Fussilat is a surah in the Quran. It is the 41st surah in the Quran, and we will rehearse verse 53, which is سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. Translation goes, سنريهم آياتنا, we shall show them our verses, we shall show them our signs, as it is a homonym, في الآفاق, الآفاق, in the high heavens, in the heavens above, in the skies, in the universe, في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم. في أنفسهم means in their own bodies. حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. Until such time, it is clear, it is evident, it is manifest to them that this is the truth. أنه الحق, الحق is the truth. So this is our introductory verse. So we shall show them our verses in the universe, our verses, our signs in the universe, until such time that they know this is the truth. What is this? This is the Quran, is the verses, is the signs, is the revelation of God in the Quran. And our topic today, as we mentioned, it's the Big Bang. What is the Big Bang? The Big Bang, big noise. Well, they refer to it as an explosion from which emanates, or that's how this world was created, some 13 billion and 800 years ago, approximately. Or that's the figure most scientists use. Now, they call it the Big Bang. I don't know why. An explosion, I haven't heard anything, have you? Still no noise. No, the Big Bang, in fact, the Big Bang is agreed. It's actually agreed by all scientists, cosmologists, physicists. It's actually agreed that is indeed how the universe was created. The date as well, the vast majority agree on that date. I mean, what difference does it make to us if it is 11 or 13 or 14 billion years ago, in any case? So it is agreed by the scientists. It is actually when the universe was created. In this universe, we are given to understand by the scientists, by the physicists, by the cosmologists, we are given to understand that there are approximately 2 trillion galaxies. Trillions. I believe a trillion is a billion of a billion. That's what a trillion is. So 2 trillions of galaxies were created from an explosion. And the first person who suggested the Big Bang theory was, believe it or not, a Belgian. And believe it or not, he was a Catholic priest, but he was also a physicist and a cosmologist. And his name is Georges Lemaître. So it was in 1927. There are a couple of different dates, a couple of years before, a couple of years afterwards, but the date which is retained in most time is 1927. So in 1927, this theory was suggested by the Belgian Catholic priest, physicist, cosmologist, as the Big Bang theory. Now, I think it's best if we just leave it here. This is how the universe was created. We'll leave it here. We'll rehearse to you the 2 verses and we'll bring some other facts afterwards. We'll discuss.